Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to make pasta carbonara, spaghetti carbonara, in the traditional Roman way. Now, if you buy this dish at an American restaurant, chances are you will get a sauce which is mostly cream and flour with some eggs and bacon and maybe a little black pepper. But that's very different from the Italian carbonara, which is a sauce almost exclusively of sheep cheese, egg, pasta water, and either guancioli, which is a cured pig cheek, or else pancetta, which is a cured but not smoked pork belly. This is different from bacon. The pancetta that I'll be using today is quite fatty, which is perfect for this dish. And then I'll be mixing it with the eggs, the sheep cheese, and so forth. And then, of course, copious quantities of black pepper. So that's what's in store for us today. Exciting dish. Hope you're as excited as I am. Next we'll talk about the ingredients. The ingredients of this dish are actually pretty simple. This is the pancetta. You can see how fatty it is. But also, this is not smoked the way bacon is. So if you smell this, there are herbal flavors to it and salt, but it's much more of a salt pork than it is a bacon. I have pecorino cheese. Pecorino means sheep, so this is sheep milk cheese. You can use pecorino romano, but be a little more careful because pecorino romano is pretty salty. This is a little less salty, so we can use a little more of it. Since I'm making 2 portions, I'm using 3 eggs. I usually use about 1 egg per person plus 1 egg. And of course you have black pepper, and putting that in with about 1/4 kilogram or half a pound, about 8 ounces of pasta. So that's the ingredients. Next we'll go ahead and just start boiling our pasta, and then we'll start cooking our pancetta. So first step, of course, is to heat up water for the noodles. And going to lightly salt the water. Be careful about over salting this water because the pancetta is also salty, and this water is going to form part of the broth, or part of the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on high, and then once the noodles start cooking, I'm going to start the other pieces. One thing I'm going to do differently is I'm going to cook the sauce in a wok, and I'll explain why as we get going. While I'm waiting for this, I've gone ahead and I've sliced my pancetta thin, and we'll go ahead and start cooking this as the water becomes hot. I have grated my cheese, and that's basically it. So as this water starts to get hot, I will start slowly cooking the pancetta in a wok. So I have this on medium. The wok doesn't conduct heat as well as some others on this particular burner, so I'm going to go ahead and start this now. The reason why I use a wok will become more obvious as we get to the point where the spaghetti is added, but the shape of a wok is really handy when navigating both the requirements of a saucepan for making the sauce and a larger pan for tossing and cooking the pasta. So a wok is kind of surprisingly just about perfect for making this dish. You could also use a wide or large saucepan or a large frying pan. That's typically what people will use, but woks work really handy. So if you have one, just go ahead and use it on this dish. So the water's not quite hot enough for the pasta yet, but this is already starting to cook to a golden brown. I don't think we want to cook this much more, so I'm going to turn the heat off for now. I think we have enough fat rendered for the sauce, but if you're unsure, you can add a little bit of butter, olive oil, or even lard. Of course, normally it would be basically lard it's basically pig fat that's forming the oil base here. As it is, the water's starting to boil, so in goes the pasta, and we're going to cook the pasta until it's just losing its crunch, but we don't want to all the way cook it, and we'll get into why as we get to the end. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. While we are waiting for that, we're going to crack the eggs into the cheese and mix all this up. So we've added the eggs, then basically break the yolks, start to beat them and the cheese together into kind of a thick mixture here. This will get added to the pasta water and pancetta mixture as we get ready to make the final sauce. This is what is sometimes referred to as the carbonara cream. Of course, there's no dairy cream in it, it's just cheese and eggs. So I'll go ahead and stir this and kind of cream it up a little bit, and then this side will be ready to go. So the noodles are just starting to lose their crunch. So I've turned this burner back up to about medium, and I'm going to put in a nice ladleful of, and actually I don't want it to be boiling that much, pasta water. Maybe I'll do a ladleful and a half. And then I'm going to strain these noodles and set them aside. So I'll be right back with the noodles strained and I'll cover the rest of the sauce. So I don't want this to be boiling. I have just scooped in most of this carbonara cream, this mixture of eggs and cheese. I'm going to stir in the rest here now. And what this is going to do is this will form the basis for the sauce. And basically I have it on sort of a medium-low heat right now. And I'm going to stir this in. And once it's all nicely integrated, I'm going to turn the heat up to medium and I'm going to pour the noodles into the sauce. So now in go the noodles, and we'll finish off the cooking of the noodles in the sauce. And when the sauce gets to the right consistency, then we'll take the noodles out. But you need to heat it up really slowly. If you heat it up too quickly, the eggs will curdle and separate. So all right, so on to serving and then the taste test. So serving, best to use tongs. Set it up aside, twirl it, and pull as you twirl. And sometimes you can also do sometimes a second one on top. And then you can get sort of a nice stacking effect. But basically, this is the way it is. And then top it with, if you like Parmesan cheese, you can top it with Parmesan cheese. Otherwise, Romans like a significant amount of black pepper on this. So freshly ground black pepper is best. And here we have it. I'm ready for the taste test. And then that's all for this one. And now for the taste test. This is delicious. The cheese and eggs and pasta water all come together for a really creamy, rich sauce. You can really taste the black pepper and the pancetta. This is wonderful. Now, if you find this content useful, I really hope I've earned a subscription and a like from you. And feel free to comment and share this video. But beyond that, I'd like to say Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching very much. Thank you for watching. Bon appetit, and see you next week.